Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I wanted to talk about a really cool Easter egg in the Cayo Perico heist in GTA Online. And this might not just be a mere Easter egg, but it might actually link Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA Online. Now there's never been a direct confirmation that the two universes are the same, but this Easter egg kind of hints at it. And I'll present an argument on why it hints at it, and I'll also present another argument on why it might not hint at it. But anyways, let's move on to the video here, and I just love this Easter egg. So this Easter egg is going to be covering El Rubio's family. Now, El Rubio's family, his great-grandfather and his grandfather might have actually made an appearance in Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, El Rubio says this in quote here. Let's listen to what he says here.
Hey, everything good, huh? Flight was okay? You got everything you need?
Yeah, we good.
Great.
The flight was easy, no problem.
Amazing.
Thanks for having us, Juan.
But, wait, are you shitting me? No, thank you, huh? My oppa was German. Must be why I love the techno.
You got some cool stuff planned. Really beach party vibes. Yeah, should be sexy.
So that is the first part of the Easter egg right there, when El Rubio says my oppa was German. And at first, when I listened to this, I didn't really take that much notice on this dialogue. I was a little confused by what he meant. And it turns out that oppa in German is an informal way of saying grandfather. So El Rubio is a Colombian with German ancestry, and his first name is Juan, he has a Spanish name, his last name is Strickler, a German name. So he does have German ancestry. He says that his grandfather was from Germany. Now, what is the link to Red Dead Redemption 2? The link is in the pictures that can be found in Rubio's compound, notably in his office and also in the storage rooms, those rooms that you need 2 keycards to open that can have both gold, cash, and paintings inside them. So if we take a look at the wall safe wall here, we can see a number of pictures, and we see one from GTA 5, and we see that Rubio is actually friends with Simeon, and this does not surprise me considering that both Simeon and Rubio are scumbags. But if we take a look at this picture, this main picture right here, that's right in the center, we see a few kids, and this picture is well over 100 years old. It's a very old picture, and it's clearly from Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, take a look at this on the screen right here. This is a scene from the story in Red Dead Redemption 2. This is actually at the end of Chapter 2, so this is the final mission for Chapter 2 in the game. I'll have the picture of the kids up on the screen. Take a look at the scene also, and compare this family right here to the kids that you actually saw in that picture on the wall.
It's okay. It's okay. You can come out of there. You okay? You don't mean you no harm. He said, are you okay?
Sprechen Sie Deutsch? German?
No. Now go on, get out of here. Go, we need the land, go. Get the hell out of
They
here.
took our father.
Who did?
Men, last night.
Where? Where did they take him? Ain't no business of ours. I don't even speak their language. You ain't as tough and dense as all that. Come on, Arthur.
So right here on the screen, I have the image from Red Dead Redemption 2 of the German family in 1899, and on the side here, we have those kids. And we can see this is clearly those kids that are in Red Dead Redemption 2. So the photo that Rubio has is of those kids. And there's even more evidence for this, because if we go into one of the storerooms, the rooms that you open with 2 key cards with 2 players, we can find more photos. And we find this one photo of this older woman in modern day, and this older woman appears in a few photos. She appears right here, and she also appears in Rubio's office in a pretty big photo. An older woman, and this is most likely Rubio's mother, which he holds in high regards. But if we take a look at the old photos, the photos from 1899, we can see right here that the child here has the hat on, the same hat that he has in Red Dead Redemption 2, and this is at Emerald Ranch. So this is right here at Emerald Ranch. The photo's in black and white, but this is the green farmhouse. And I have gameplay right here from Red Dead Online, and you see me right in front of that green farmhouse. So this is at Emerald Ranch. And what I think happened is I think these photos were probably taken after Arthur saved them, because beforehand the family was actually camping south of Emerald Ranch, and they got ambushed by bandits. Their father was kidnapped, and then after their father was rescued, the family probably traveled up north and probably settled at Emerald Ranch, at least for some time. Additionally, there's a few other pictures here to note, and there's this small picture that's right above the Emerald Ranch house picture, and I tried my best to zoom in on this, and this looks like a different family. It looks different from the German family, so I don't know who these people might be, but I think I might have found this location. And this location, I believe, is right here in New Austin. It's this single house here, and the reason that I think that it's this picture is because we see one character there sitting down on the left side, and we actually see a chair right in front of the house. We also see kind of a little bit of a pole to the left side, and I think that that pole is the fence. So this is where I think it is. I think that that is right here in New Austin. And there's a lot of these small cabins, so these are kind of like generic houses in Red Dead Redemption 2, but I think that this might be the location. I know there are some other cabins that look very similar to this, but I think that might represent that location. Additionally, if we are to look at Rubio's office, we see this picture of an older man here, and this picture is most likely important to Rubio. It's a pretty big portrait in his office. Make sure you remember this guy's face here on the picture, and I'll actually have this picture side by side in a moment here. Take a look at this cutscene right here.
Quick, cut him free and let's get out of here.
Vorsicht, Vorsicht! Das ist eine Falle! Vorsicht!
Take cover! Three coming right at us!
You get the hell away from him!
What are we doing? This ain't even our goddamn fight!
Get rid of these bastards! That German's our retire!
That all of them? Doesn't look like it. Behind for us.
Bitte, lassen mich gehen! Schneiden Sie das Seil durch, bitte!
It's okay. Getting you out of here.
Vielen Dank für Ihre Hilfe.
Yeah, okay. Here, you up there a second. Charles, go find Dutch. Get the caravan to divert here. This spot should work for us. I agree.
So as you guys can see from the picture, this is Andreas. This is Andreas, the character in Red Dead Redemption 2. And Rubio has a big picture of him in his office, which means that he is important to him. Now, who do I think Andreas might be to Rubio? I think that Andreas might be Rubio's great-grandfather. I don't think that's his grandfather, because it would not make sense, because Rubio appears to be in his 40s, and this would just not make sense. I think instead the grandfather is, I think, the child. The son. I think that that might be Rubio's grandfather, because he's around Jack's age, so it would make more sense for the child to be Rubio's grandfather. In addition, we also have a few more pictures. Now, in this picture right here, we have a picture of the German mother, and she is in front of what appears to be a barn. At least that's what I think it is. She's leaning on a barn. Now, I'm not sure where this is exactly, this picture here. I was thinking that this might be at Emerald Station, and this might just be flipped, because I see kind of a structure on the side of the barn that might resemble this, but I'm not 100% on that. If you know where that picture is of the mother leaning on what appears to be a barn, let me know. There's also a smaller picture here to the left side, and we see the kids at Emerald Station, Emerald Ranch, and the son is riding a donkey. Now, this is in this area here, this kind of barn house area. It's with the grass on the roof, and you can tell it's this one because it has that unique grass on the roof, so it has a little bit of a bush there, a space, and then more grass on the right side. So it's there. If we look at the top here, we see this smaller picture, and we see a couple, and this couple, I'm not sure who they are, but we see them in front of a church. Now, where is this church? This is the abandoned church near Armadillo. So it's in New Austin, right here on the map. That's where this church is. And this leads me to believe that this picture is older than the other ones, because if they were married at this church, this had to have happened before Red Dead Redemption 2, because at Red Dead Redemption 2 in 1899, the church is abandoned. So it had to have happened in the past. We additionally have a few more pictures. We have one of Andreas with his entire family, and they are sitting on the porch of some house. Now, this is very difficult to tell exactly where this house is, because all we basically have is a wall, a window, and a porch. It could be the New Austin house, but if it's the New Austin house, they would have to be sitting near the left window, and the reason for that is because the right window, if on the left side, the door is pretty much right there, like within a few inches. Here we don't see the door. The broom is additionally on the left side, where in the house it was on the right side, but a broom is always movable, but it's a little difficult to tell exactly where this location is. We also have this smaller picture on the side here of Andreas with a rifle and another NPC. I'm not sure who that NPC is, but this is somewhere in the northern region, because we can see mountains in the background, and they appear to be in some kind of farm area, because you see that little gate there. And I was trying really badly to find this location, but I was not able to, unfortunately. I looked around Valentine, I looked around Emerald Ranch. Maybe I missed something. If you guys know where this location is of him with the rifle, let me know down below, but I was not able to find that location myself. Additionally, there's this big picture that can sometimes spawn, or big painting I should say. It won't always spawn in the heist, but sometimes it'll be there and you can steal it. And this is a painting of the church in Valentine. So most Red Dead Redemption 2 players will recognize this. It's a pretty unique building in the game, that big church building in Valentine. There is this photo also in the office of El Rubio, and this is a pretty big picture here. Means it's important to him. Now, who is this NPC right here? I have a likely guess. This is a big picture, so it's probably somebody important to El Rubio. And from the picture, we can see that the person appears to be a young adult. I think that this person is El Rubio's grandfather, so I think this might be the child as they're older. That's at least my theory on this. I think that this could very well be El Rubio's grandfather, because think about it this way. By the time that Red Dead Redemption 1 ends, and Jack is a young adult, he'll be around the same age as the child, the German child, in Red Dead Redemption 2. So this very well could be El Rubio's grandfather. But there's also something else, and this isn't a picture. This is actually something that could tie GTA Online into Red Dead Online. Now, what is Andreas' profession? What does Andreas do for a living? Let's listen to what he tells Arthur here.
Wo bringen Sie mich hin?
What the hell did you do to those fellers?
Wie bitte?
Those men back there, why did they take you?
Geld. Money. Meiner Familie gehört eine Goldmine. Sie wollen Lösegeld erpressen.
How did someone even come up with them words?
Sie bringen mich zu meiner Familie? Vielen Dank. Wie haben Sie sie gefunden?
Look, I'm sorry, friend. I can barely speak English.
So you guys heard it right there. Andreas is in the gold business. That is why the bandits kidnapped him. And judging by the fact that he gives Arthur a gold bar for saving his life, shows that he's pretty wealthy. That's why the bandits kidnapped him. So he's probably involved in some kind of mining operation. And if we look in El Rubio's compound, what does El Rubio sometimes have? He has gold. So Rubio could have inherited his family's business. It could have been passed down generation from generation onto him. Now, some people would argue against this, and they'll say that gold is just loot that you can get in the heist because you could get it in the Diamond Casino heist, which I understand this perspective. But other people will say to me that El Rubio is a drug lord. He's not some type of gold producer. He doesn't mine gold. We don't know if he mines gold. But the thing about it is that international criminals like El Rubio, like people that have like millions of dollars, big time criminals like these guys, they have some kind of front, supposedly to show where their money comes from for tax reasons, so they're less likely to be investigated. So a lot of mafias, cartels, gangs, they're making millions of dollars from their illegal activities. They'll have some kind of business as a cover for supposedly where they're getting their money from. And El Rubio could be using his family's gold business as that front, when in reality, the bulk of his money actually comes from drugs. And to wrap this video up, there's one final photo that I want to talk about in this, and I'm sorry that this video is kind of long, but I had so much fun breaking down these pictures for you guys. This picture is on the top of El Rubio's wall safe. So if the safe that you open up for extra cash in Rubio's office, you can find this photo at the top. And you would be looking at this photo, and you'll be thinking to yourself, what is the relevance? How is this important at all? You see Rubio at a table with a female NPC. Now the NPC, I don't think that she's of any importance, and I think there's another NPC to his right. They are not of any importance. What I think is important, though, is what Rubio is wearing. Take a close look at what Rubio is wearing. Remember exactly what he's wearing. Black jacket and red shirt. Now, let me play a scene from Red Dead Redemption 2 for you guys, and I'll have the picture on the side right here. Take a close look at what the characters in this scene are wearing.
I'm getting in Dutch's ear. Seems wherever you is, there's Pinkertons and vice versa. So you better watch your goddamn mouth, boy! Or...
Take it easy, cowboy. You're gonna do yourself a mischief.
That's right, Rubio is wearing extremely similar clothing to Micah in the end of Red Dead Redemption 2. At Chapter 6, we find out that Micah is the true main antagonist of Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, both Micah and Rubio are blonde, but I think their hair color is just a coincidence. What Rubio is wearing, I don't think is a coincidence. I think it's to simply signify that Micah, who is the main antagonist for Red Dead Redemption 2, and Rubio is the main antagonist in the Cayo Perico heist. So kind of a nice Easter egg there, what they did with Micah's clothing on Rubio. But there's one final thing that I want to cover before I end this video, and that is the personalities of both the German family in Red Dead Redemption 2, if they even are Rubio's family, and Rubio himself. They're the complete opposite of each other, if you think about it. Their personalities. Think about it. The German family is compassionate, they're selfless, they're good people, they're decent human beings. El Rubio, on the other hand, is just pure evil. He's a scumbag. He's a mass murderer. You know, he's an international criminal. He's the most powerful drug lord in the world. He likes feeding people to his panther. He's probably killed dozens and dozens of people, and he smuggles drugs all over the world. Complete opposite of his family in the past, where the mother was hiding under the wagon because she was scared that the bandits would come back, and she could have easily shot Charles and Arthur, mistaking them for the bandits, but she didn't even want to do that. And then when Arthur saved Andreas gave him a gold bar. Arthur just told him to go. He could have just driven off, but he wanted to thank Arthur for saving his life. And then near the end of the game, Arthur has a cough attack because Arthur is dying from tuberculosis, and he collapses outside the Wapiti reservation. And what happens is the German family finds him in the middle of the road, and they try to help him. They could have just left him there. They saw that Arthur was sick. They put themselves at risk because he could have gotten them sick. But they still tried their best to help him. They couldn't really do anything for him because Arthur was in a really bad stage of tuberculosis. But they still tried. And the point that I'm making here is that the German family, that's over 120 years ago, are decent human beings. They're nice, good people. But El Rubio is just pure evil. And where did this go wrong? How does someone who has such compassionate, selfless great-grandparents become so evil generations later? How does something like that happen? While parenting plays some role in how kids grow up, it does play a decent role. It's not everything. There are parents that can be the best possible parents they can be and set the best examples that they can for their kids, but their kids still turn out to be bad people. And we know that Andreas and his wife are decent people, but we have no idea how the kids turned out to be. They're just kids here in Red Dead Redemption 2. We have no idea how they turned out as adults. The son, which is Rubio's grandfather, if he is his grandfather, is from Germany. We know that Rubio's father is from Colombia because Rubio doesn't say that his father, he says his grandfather. How I think that Rubio's family ended up in Colombia is I think that his grandfather had actually taken the family business to Colombia because Colombia has lots of gold deposits. So that's what I think happened. I think that he had taken the business to Colombia, and then at some point, either Rubio or his father had gotten into the drug trade and had basically used the family business as a front in order to smuggle drugs. And so Rubio has gotten the vast amount of his wealth from drugs, but uses the gold business as a front for it. And this just goes to show that you never know how people can turn out in different families. You can have somebody that's compassionate, selfless, a decent human being like Andreas and his wife, but then generations later, you can have somebody completely evil like Rubio. And Rubio, he brings disgrace to his great-grandparents. He's nothing like his great-grandparents, the complete opposite. But let me know what you guys think of this. If you guys enjoyed my video, drop a like. And if you're new to my channel, enjoy my content, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.